welcome back to LTV Canada, and I am just a YouTube channel. I'm your host, Jen. So before I take off out the door to go do my afternoon obligations, I was supposed to leave earlier, but things kept going wrong, so I ended up staying to fix everything here. And then I realized I'd forgotten one more thing I wanted to share. So living on the downtown east side and growing up on the streets in Canada, it's like no other place in the world. It's rough. And there is suffering that goes on invisibly that the world doesn't see. And the stuff that's reported is very minimal. And sometimes it just stays local. And sometimes it might be provincial. And if we're lucky, once in a while, a story will stream across the country. But very rarely does anything go international. I mean, like literally just over the border into America. So America is blind on what's going on in the world around them. Outside of America, they know little to nothing, very little about us. And even in the European nations, there's still only so much that goes from here to there. And unfortunately, I've had to grow up witnessing a lot of these struggles. And somewhere in all of my own personal battles in being a part of this struggle, I've realized it's become important that I am a voice for all those that die unheard, and for all those that are still struggling and fighting out there that are still not being heard, or who are unable to share the words or thoughts of the pain and suffering and their frustrations in the deprivation that takes place in Canada when you can't see other parts in the world, where you can't climb any higher on the ladder here in the country you're in, where it's supposed to be one of the richest countries in the world, where there's so much money, but it's not being used to help any of those people get any of the skills they need, or any of the recovery they need, or any of the housing and other steps they need to get to a place well enough in their life and high enough up on that ladder to change their lives in a way where they can feel hopeful and get out of bed feeling some kind of joy. I struggle with that every day because I got divorced when I was 28 and now I'm 51. And in and out of my struggles of falling off the wagon and being out there again, and then having to deal with the fact that I don't have my kids. No matter what I did right and how well I did, I never got that back. And so the part of me that's a really good mother that never got to be used as a really good mother was wasted because of the system and its mistreatment, where they want to feed the needs of people with more money higher up rather than doing what's right. Which is the chronic case in this country about why we haven't solved these problems, because it's just like a me generation. It's just more for myself. Having more of money doesn't mean you should do more for yourself and spend more and make things more expensive. It's not necessary to do that. I don't support socialism. At any rate, there's a contest going on because of a woman who believes a lot like I do about fighting for what is right in her life here in BC, and as Aboriginal First Nations, and of course the local struggles that go on in the downtown east side. And I always write stuff that's too long to enter into this contest that was made in her honor. Her first name is Muriel. So I never get anything submitted that they can actually use to put into the contest. I do write stuff, but it's long. And so I send it to them and they read it and they love it. It's good. But then they're like, can you write something else or send us something that, qualifies? Because we still want to submit something of yours. And I've got a pretty good energy of who Muriel was and what she was like. And I'm pretty upset, frustrated for her and for me spiritually, because I'm aware that they're missing the context of what we're seeing about each other, and to each other and to them about who we are and what we stand for, and what it all means to us. So I get bypassed and